Alright, it's only a few days before Jurassic World Rebirth comes out, and what better to celebrate than with everything wrong with the Nostalgia Chris Jurassic Park video? Oh. Guess someone already beat me to the punch. Well, there's always plan B. What can one say about the impact of the first Jurassic Park and the other ones people either love or hate? Well, I can tell you my quick opinions real quick. Masterpiece, pretty solid, fairly decent, surprising, and ugh. Well, of those movies, Fallen Kingdom's the one that stands out the most. After a pretty successful reboot core with the first Jurassic World, this one promised to go bigger and darker than ever before. But in reality, it was merely a proof of concept. A few good ideas that ultimately didn't delve into that well. Instead, we got a series of silly moments where it's clear that the filmmakers were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, that they didn't start to think if they should. And in light of upcoming events, we're gonna take a look at the top 10 dumbest Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom moments. Or should I say, Fallen King dumb moments?
Move this man!
Number 10. In typical monster movie fashion, the movie opens with a long-abandoned Jurassic World being invaded by some guys wanting to collect a sample from the carcass of the Indominus Rex. When they are attacked by the T-Rex and the Mosasaurus, the latter escapes the area after they inadvertently left the gate open. So naturally, you'd think the Mosasaurus would play a big part in the story by going around and attacking unsuspecting people in the Pacific, right? Nope, she just disappears out of the movie until the very end during the sequel-bait montage with the dinosaurs roaming free in the public. I mean, what do you think she's been doing all that time while everything with the volcano and the dino scalpers has been going on? Is Pixar making a Finding Mosasaurus spin-off anytime soon? Number 9. One of the major selling points in the marketing was a long-awaited return of Jeff Goldblum as Ian Malcolm, arguably the most popular character in the franchise. And the trailers looked like he would play a key part in the story. And what does he ultimately do in this movie?
Nothing! Absolutely nothing!
Basically, all his contributions are boiled down to two comment scenes in the beginning and end of the movie. And it's just him saying what we already knew about him in the first two movies. That bringing the dinosaurs back was a huge mistake solely made for the moolah and should have just perished in the volcano. And in the end, it's just him teasing the next movie like an MCU credit scene or something. Say what you will about Dominion, and I have my own reservations against it, but at least they used Jeff Goldblum. Seriously. Teasing us with Jeff Goldblum only to not utilize Jeff Goldblum?
That's chaos theory.
Number 8. I think we all know that Michael Giacchino is one of the great modern composers for film, and his score for the first Jurassic World was pretty solid, but man did he drop the ball with his sequel. It's just a generic monster movie score with little to none of John Williams' original motifs until one scene with a T-Rex near the end and the end credits. I mean, there are times you'd think the iconic theme would go perfectly, but nope, generic score. But don't worry, they see the really epic score for such moments as an Interactor just standing on the roof. Don't worry, Michael. Batman's coming soon. Number 7. Remember the end of the last movie where it looked like Owen and Clare were going to be an item going forward? Hope not, because they've broken up in 3 movies. Yeah, they're separated and gone their separate lives until he's recruited on the Dino Saver mission with her. Now, I would be more upset about them going against how they ended up in the last movie, but there's an even more pressing issue about this. That being, this breakup is entirely pointless. Yeah, when they do get back together, they keep hitting it off like they always had a connection to the point where they pretty much adopt Maisie at the end. But hey, this is the same guy who also took a stranger out of cryogenic sleep so he'd feel less alone in this century-long space journey, while this was so taking away an entire life's work, so who am I to judge his idea of dating? Number 6. So this entire plot hinges on Isla Nublar being the site of this volcano, and I just do not buy it. You mean to tell me that when John Hammond was playing the initial Jurassic Park, he didn't think for a second that it might erupt one of these days and kill everyone? Same with the people who organized the rebooted Jurassic World. Yes, I know it's been dormant for centuries, but what if there's a slightest chance it might erupt and destroy everything they've been building? Not to give anything away, but it erupts and destroys everything they've been building. Seriously, there's retcons, and then there's this. Number 5. When Owen and Clare do get on the island to find some of the dinosaurs, they get double-crossed and Owen gets hit by a tranquilizer dart. The volcanic lava approaches him, which leads to this scene. Do I ever not to say anything? Number 4. Accompanying our main leads are two of Claire's style advocating interns, Daniela Pineda and Justice Smith. Now I wouldn't mind them adding a couple of young characters to connect to the teen demographic. It's that Justice Smith in particular kept getting on my nerves. It's almost like the screenwriters didn't know what teenage science students act like and just made every geek stereotype imaginable. It's times like these where I'm just rooting for one of the dinos to eat them already. Number 3. This whole operation of relocating the dinosaurs was founded by Hammond's former friend Lockwood, who intends to put them in another island to isolate them from humanity. But once Maisie tells him they've been selling the dinosaurs in the black market, he calls the police about all this and the guys he apprehended... I'm sorry, I couldn't say it with a straight face. He straight up tells the guy behind it to turn something instead. Now I'm sure a reasonable man like Mills will happily adhere to Lockwood's demands and do his best for the good of everyone. Actually no, I meant the other thing. Well, since you're also Callahan, might as well say the thing.
That was his mistake.
Number 2. I think a lot of us can agree that the first half is by far the stronger one. It was a bit stupid, but the themes of whether to let these dinos die on the island or preserve them on another island, as well as the volcano sequence, were almost up to par with the franchise. But then came the second half as he introduced this new dinosaur hybrid called the Interactor to increase sales, only for it to get loose and the heroes had to stop it. Yeah, this isn't just the first Jurassic World at all. It's at this point where a grounded dinosaur drama becomes a generic slasher film with a new dino as the killer. Characters make stupid little decisions for the sake of the plot, to the point where it almost becomes a Scooby-Doo cartoon, down to the dino literally winking at the camera before he kills Buffalo Bill. And the worst thing about it is, it's completely superfluous other to push this towards the minimum 2-hour runtime. Seriously, if we cut the Interactor out, this movie is basically the same. Perhaps even better without it. Number 1. Okay, I'm sure a lot of you saw this coming the nanosecond you saw the thumbnail, but most of the movie didn't put people off this entire franchise. This ending certainly did. At first it looks like they were gonna leave the dinosaurs to die for the good of mankind, thus ending the movie and an entire franchise on a poignant note. But psych! Maisie lets the dinos free at the last minute. I guess because she's a clone and she sympathized with the other clones as a result. Well, thanks a lot, you little brat. Not only are you directly responsible for who knows how much destruction and lives lost, but you directly led to an even worse sequel that retcons your cloning twist, is more concerned for this Lucas subplot than the actual dinosaurs, and is so inept in original ideas that they shoehorn in nostalgia bait just for the sake of selling tickets.
Dodson! Dodson! We've got Dodson here! See, nobody cares.